What's up, D&L family? It's been a long time for the D&L guy. Well, he's back, and we're back with a vengeance. You know, something I really want to talk about today, and something that really came across um, the last couple months. We've had quite a few customers call us up for proposals for new systems, and we like to check with our customers whether or not you know did why they didn't approve the proposal, what was it that they're looking for, how is it, what are they judging their decision based on, and I'm getting a lot of customers saying we're basing our decision on price. So I want to share this story with you today because I think this is going to shed some light on some of the things that go along with price. You know, I see a lot of things on social media today. We're looking for a plumber for such and such that don't cost an arm and a leg. We're looking for the cheapest price. We're shopping around. So all these things that I hear from customers really puts it's confusing because I really don't think that the customer really understands that they may price may be the determining factor of their new system, but a lot goes into that. And I want to share with you a little story today, and that story is based on price versus cost. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you because I want to give you an insight that when you go shopping for an item and you're basing it on the price of the item, you're going to get in trouble. You're not going to get what you want or what you need for basing your decision on price. And the reason what I'm going to share with you today is a little story that happened to me. It happened to me quite some time ago. Of course, my son is now older, but this story kind of goes to the point of, you know, the story was my son was 9 years old and he wanted a new bicycle. And we went to the local swing shop to buy a bicycle, and we found one, and it was $65. Well, I was like, no way am I paying $65 for a bicycle for a 9 year old, right? I mean, I got to be out of my mind to do that, and most people think that way, right? Well, I decided that I wasn't going to buy that bicycle. I'm going to go to the discount store, and we won't name any names, but that we found another bicycle, and it was half the price. I mean, it was like $34. I was like, wow, I'm going to save half of the monies on this other discount bicycle. So I bought the $34 bicycle. I took it home. My son started riding it, and within 1 week, he bent the handlebars. So back to the store, we go get a set of handlebars. Cost me $5 to replace the handlebars, which is cheap back in that day. And my son rode the bicycle for another 30 days. And then the sprocket assembly went bad. Back to the store, I had to go get a sprocket assembly. It was $15. So he rode it another 30 days, and the front wheel bearing came apart. So I decided at that point that I wasn't going to spend any more money on this bicycle. I really wasn't. I mean, I was at my wits' end with the bicycle. It was constantly fixing it, constantly going to the store buying things. So I went back to the Swin dealership, bicycle shop, and I bought the $65 bike. Do you know my son rode that bike for 10 years and we still have that bike? That, besides just regular maintenance on the bike, I mean, that was all we had to do to it. Oil the chain, keep everything in tip top, maybe change a couple brake pads on it. Very minute repairs, mostly just maintenance. So I really, so I ended up buying the $34 bicycle and then had to repair it and then go buy the other $65 Schwinn bike, right? So this is where the dilemma comes in when it comes to price versus cost. And let me break this down for you, because I think when you see it this way, you're going to see what I mean by this. So price versus cost. The price of both bicycles, the price of the Schwinn bike was $65. Price of the discount bike, $34. Within the first week of my son having it, it cost me $5 in repairs. Within 30 days of him riding it, it cost me another $15 in repairs. Within another 30 days of riding it, it was going to cost me another $5 in repairs. So just look at right now versus price versus cost. The total spent was $54 in repairs. Now, forget about the $5 in the wheel bearing, because I didn't do it. I finally just went and bought the bike from Schwinn. So that's not added in there. So I spent $54, $34 for the bike. All the repairs came to $54. He only rode it for 6 months. That's it. Before I said enough was enough, because it was going to cost me another $5 on it. So the cost was $54. He only rode it for 6 months, so I divide 6 into $54. The cost was $9 a month. That's how much it cost me for that bicycle. Now let's look at the Schwinn bike. $65 it cost for the bike. He rode it for 10 years. $65 divided by by 10 months or 10 years was $6.50 per month. It's probably less than that, because that was a year. I based that, if you divide that again 10 years, 12, 24, 48, I mean, the price, I'm just using this just to give you an idea. I mean, because if you really want to break it down, I gave you 10 years based on per month. I mean, realistically, that should have been per year or per 10 years. It only costs $6.50 for 10 years. That was the cost of owning that $65 bicycle. $6.50 for 10 years versus $9 a month for 6 months. So let me ask you this question, that the next time that you go and shop prices, price versus cost, and you're only focusing on the price of the product. So I want to ask you, is it price or is it cost that you're worried about? Think about that for a second. Really. We go buy a TV at Walmart or wherever, it doesn't matter. I mean, it could be Walmart, Best Buy, I mean, all the, big screen TV store. Whatever you go to buy, are you going to buy the sales priced TV? Because then you're shopping on price. You're getting an off-the-wall brand that may last you 6 months, may last you a year, versus the little more expensive one that will last you a lifetime. And I'm just as guilty as everybody else, because I always think, well, that's a better deal because the price is cheaper, right? Well, it's really not. It's not a better deal. We bought cheap TVs and they've lasted maybe a couple months. They lasted a year or 2 years. And we bought the expensive TVs, the Samsungs, that have lasted 20, 30 years. So the next time that you shop, and it doesn't matter whether you shop for HVAC, you shop automotive, you shop for cars, for wash machines, for whatever it is that you're shopping for, don't base your decision on price. Really. Because this is what's going to happen. A lot of companies can beat us on price. They can. They'll be $500 cheaper than we will. They'll be $1,000 cheaper than we will. But no one can beat us on cost. Let that sink in for a second. No one can beat us on cost. Because price is a one-time thing and cost is a lifetime thing. Don't you want and deserve the best, lowest cost? You remember back to the presentation what I did? The bicycle, 65 here, 34 here. That column, remember that? And all what it costs all the way down to the end? And the price of the Schwinn bike with no repair cost? You want and deserve the best, lowest cost. So when you're shopping, I urge you, do not shop based on price. Because every single solitary time that you do that, it will fail you. It will fail you. And I hear it every time. Well, Darren, D&L was $500 more. Yep, you're right, we were. Why? Because many things. We provide an excellent product that doesn't break down. We provide excellent customer service. We provide priority service. We provide 1 year of maintenance contracts for our customers. We also provide a 12-month guarantee that in 12 months, if you're not 100% satisfied in that system and I can't do anything to fix it, I'll take it out and give you your money back. That's why. And the customers basically have called us back and said, I made a mistake. Because they didn't get the same service. They kept getting upsold on stuff. They kept getting lied to. The company wasn't honest. The company couldn't service them after they installed the unit. And the list goes on and on and on. You know, the $500 or $1,000 that you just saved created a nightmare in your life that when it broke down, and believe me when I tell you that it's going to break down. The world is not in a perfect place, and you're going to go try to find that company or that guy or whoever decided to undercut the other guy to get the work is going to turn around and not be available. Or every time that they go out there, they send a salesman out there, not a technician, not somebody that has your best interest at heart, and they want to sell you stuff. I hear it every day. Every day. So I encourage my customers, or anybody out there, this is the reason why I want to do this. I encourage anybody out there, anybody, don't shop on price. Don't shop on price. Because shopping on price is going to hurt you. So resize here for a second. Get your resized. Don't shop on price, guys. You know, every single solitary day I hear it. If I don't hear it every day, I hear it weekly, monthly. I hear it a lot. We're really sorry we went with that other company. We're really sorry we didn't take your bid. We're really you know, at that time it's too late. You did invest that money in there. You did invest, you know, your trust in that company from whatever they said. And I get it. I got it. I understand that. But it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels because when you shop on price, what happens is long term you end up getting taken advantage of. The companies take advantage of you based on what emotions. And your emotion was that you had to pay $500 more, or it was $1,000 more. But what they neglected to tell you is you don't get the customer service that you got here. You don't get a quality product that you got here. The installation was totally done incorrectly. And you end up calling somebody to come out there and fix it because they had inadequate ductwork. They didn't resize the ductwork to meet the needs of the new SARE equipment. They didn't install X, Y, or Z because, and I'll use a prime example. Companies out there won't install the secondary drain pan switches. They won't install what we call a safety switch. We do. It's in every one of our installations. Why? Because we protect the customers. I don't want to receive a call from my customer saying the unit's leaking upstairs in my attic and it's ruining my ceiling. We don't want customers calling saying my rug is soaking wet in my basement. We don't want that. So we take the precautions, and even with gas furnaces, we put carbon monoxide detectors in. That's in every one of our proposals. Why? Because we believe that giving you the cheapest price is doing you a disservice. You're not getting a quality product, you're not getting a quality install, and you're not going to get the quality service that you deserve. So moving forward, I would encourage everyone, everybody out there, don't shop on price. That would be one of the worst things that you can do when you do that. Because the cheapest price is not always the best price. The cheapest price is not always going to solve your problem. I had a customer call me the other day. Went out to his house. He's got a really big humidity problem in his house. Huge. Extremely huge humidity problem. To the point where the picture frames, the wood picture frames, are coming apart. It's bad. The crown molding is lowering from the ceiling, shrinking and contracting, expanding and contracting. It's crazy. So during our evaluation and our proposal, we basically put in there a whole house dehumidifier because of the humidity problem that's in his house. Well, that's not a cheap piece of equipment. It's a substantial expensive piece of equipment, but it's going to solve the customer's problem. And do you know 3 other companies gave him a bid and nobody put that in there? Not one company put a dehumidifier in this customer's proposal. So what that means to me is they're going to be cheaper on their price. But in the long run, it's going to cost the customer more in the long run. Because by the time he's said and done, it doesn't solve the number one problem he had, and that's humidity. Because there's no system out there that will take that much humidity out of the customer's home to solve the problem. So when the customer shops on price versus cost, they're going to lose every time. I mean, I hate to say that. You're going to lose every time. Because some of the companies out there are doing it for a one-time hit. And what I mean by that is they're slow. They need the money to meet payroll. They need the money to hit their overhead. They need the money to keep the electricity on, and that's why they do it. They lowball the other guys so they can get the work to keep their lights and payroll on. Now, I'm not saying every company out there is like that. So don't misinterpret me saying every single company out there does that. That's not true. That's not what I said. There are companies out there that do it. There's also companies out there that's a one-man show, two-man show. And when I say two-man show, that means there's only two guys. So when you have a problem with that system and they're out running and chasing that $500 discounted system that they're installing in your house, and you have a problem with it, they can't get back out to service you. So don't shop on price, shop on cost. I wanted to share that with you today because I'm seeing a trend now. And I'm seeing the trend going. And look, we all know economy is a problem. People saving their money. People are putting their money away. I got it. Things are expensive. We've gotten, I'll be honest with you, last year we got 4 price increases on equipment. And the manufacturer couldn't even supply it. We couldn't get the equipment. We couldn't get the equipment for our customers, so they went elsewhere to get it. I mean, the other thing to take into consideration, too, is who you're dealing with. Some of these bigger companies have units from last year still sitting in their warehouse. So you're going to get last year's unit? Well, is that fair to you? You're buying it in 2022. Why would you get a 2021 unit? And it's very simple to check that. Look at the label on the side of the unit. It will give you the details of what year it was made in. So they're running these specials on this stuff, but they're giving you last year's unit. It's been sitting in the warehouse for over a year. Now, is there anything wrong with that? Maybe not. Maybe. You know, some of the seals haven't been, oiled up in over a year. Has a potential for leaks. I mean, it's, there's so many different things that could happen. And I'm not saying the brand new unit you're going to get 2022 is going to be any better, but you deserve a 2022 unit. That's when you're buying it in. You don't want a 2021 unit. And everybody's offering 10-year warranties. Every manufacturer out there is 10-year warranty. And we do have extended warranties that cover all labor. Manufacturers are only covering the parts. So take that into consideration. And it's just like going to buy a car. You go buy the cheap car, it's going to break down on you. You go buy that, $8,000 used car, you're going to drive it for 6 months, and something's going to break on it. When you could have bought the brand new car for $12,000, and that brand new car has a 100,000 mile warranty, and it's going to last you another 20 years. So, guys, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, don't shop on price. You're going to lose every time. Again, the reason why they discount the price is because they're either giving you an inadequate system or they're going to cut corners. They're not going to install a return box. They're not going to install a supply box. They're not going to make sure your ductwork is correct. They're going to install the unit and off they go, and you probably won't see them again. And if you do, it's going to be to sell you something else. We don't believe in that. We never have, and I never will. If you need it, and it's a concern or a safety issue, we're going to let you know about it. We're going to bring it to your attention. But I'm not going to go in there and sell you something you don't need. That's not the way I do, not the way I've run this business from day one, and it's not the way I'm going to continue to run it. So, when you come to D&L, you come as part of the family. And I don't take advantage of my family. I'm not going to take advantage of my customers. So I just really, truly want you to think about that. Think about that presentation, price versus cost. And you can go back and redo the video after I'm done, because it'll be up there on YouTube and on YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube, search in D&L Mechanical Services, and you'll see it. Subscribe. Hit that little bell and subscribe, and you'll get notifications when I go live. So, or I do a video, just so you know. I really, truly want to do this for our customers, potential customers, future customers, or just anybody that's out there buying stuff. I mean, really. Doesn't matter if it's TV, car, washing machine, dryer, whatever. Do your homework. Apples to apples, you want to compare. If a guy's going to give you, I'll use an example. I'm going to give you a 14 SEER Rheem unit. Guy's going to give you a 14 SEER Ameristar unit. Same. It's the same, right? It's not the same. I'll do a quick explanation. Okay. In the world of HVAC, there's many manufacturers, right? And I won't go into all the names because there's tons of them. But each manufacturer has a multi-tier grade, okay? Every one of them does. There's an exception. There's a few exceptions. And again, I'm not going to go into, but I'm going to tell you right now that a 14 SEER Rheem unit is not equal to a 14 SEER Ameristar. It's not. Not the quality, not the engineering. No, it's not. Same thing. I'll do another video about that later. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of stuff like that. Okay? I just want you to know, base your evaluation on cost and not price. If you focus too much on price, in the long run, it's going to cost you more. I mean, that's the way the world is. It costs you more long term than it does short term. So, I'm glad to be back. You're going to see me more often. I hope all my fans keep subscribing. I'm really sorry I had to take a hiatus. I'll probably do another video about that and go into a short explanation of why. I can't go into a bunch of details, but some of you out there know. But I am back, and I will be pushing out some content for you guys. If you have something you want me to talk about, or you have something that concerns you, please feel free to throw it out there. Put a comment below on this video on YouTube, and I'll answer it, and maybe you'll get your content or your question answered. So this is Darren Billington from the D&L guy at D&L Mechanical Services that you see on this side of me right here, right there. The D&L guy, right? It's backwards. Yeah, it's back there. He's on my left and on my right. You see that logo on my trucks around? Motto is wave high to the D&L guy. So for now, hope you have a great day. Enjoy the video and look forward to more content coming out soon. All right, guys, take care. Glad to be back.